Good evening. Welcome to Politics HQ on News Central Television. I am Dapo Adigboye. Let's start first with the headlines. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nsumwike, says concerns over political survival influenced his camp's decision not to back Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara for second term. Speaking during a media chat, Wike said his political allies feared losing their influence in Rivers State, insisting the move was aimed at protecting the structure they had built. His remarks come amidst the lingering political rift that has divided the state's political leadership.
Nobody prepared me. But someone had laid foundation. Look, this is where I stopped. If you continue this way, our dream is to be able to compete with Lagos. What is wrong with that? Now, I'm coming. And somebody comes, and that's why you have to be careful. Those who didn't want you to be governor now became your friends. Obviously, they will destroy you. Thinking that coming closer to you is to fight us. And at the end of the fight, I have not lost anything. What have I lost? Not what I'm making. Now, what have I lost? No. But you have lost. Because your intention was to go for second term. It's not correct. And you are not going. Those of us who love him, that's why we feel so bad.
So you love him?
If I don't love him, why would I put him on? Why would support him? That's the point I'm making. So that's why I say, look, of all these things now, who have lost? Ordinarily, you wouldn't have put yourself in this position. And let me tell you, there was a time we all thought, we all agreed. Can we allow bygone to be bygone? But something fundamental came up in politics. We all met. They said, look, if we allow this down, there are those who are here who want to see that we are no longer politically relevant. What do we do? Two, there are external forces who want to hijack Rivers State. You don't allow them to hijack Rivers State. There are those who see Rivers State as a cash cow.
Residents of several communities in Odogbolu local government area of Ogun State have protested alleged land grabbing, accusing suspected hoodlums of demolishing buildings and intimidating residents under the cover of security operatives. The protesters appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Inspector General of Police, and Governor Dapo Abiodun to intervene, warning that the dispute could escalate into a wider communal clash if urgent action is not taken.
They were worried it will aggravate people. So now in general now they come say they want to dominate Ikongba as a whole up to Agoro and Ogun. They bring caterpillar here, begin to dig all foundation and everything. So we have gone to a police station, Igbeba and Obalende. We know understand them. They don't do anything. Even they give them police when they were coming as escort. I'm so surprised how police will give how they give out escort to come to another person's town. So I don't understand. That's why we bring out to this protest, that government should help us.
It's quite unfortunate that we are witnessing this kind of situation today. We have been trying to be peaceful. We have been trying to engage in dialogue. We have exhausted all the available internal mechanisms. We have invited DPO Igbeba. He came to our community. We told him about what Obalende. We told him about what is happening in our community. He engaged us, and he said it's a civil matter. And we told him that it's becoming criminal because they have been coming here to disturb us, our lands, overtaking the lands, forcibly driving people away.
Just came from nowhere
and they want to evict over 500,000 inhabitants of 4 communities, as I have said, Imodi, Imoson, Agoro, and Ikongba. And that is why we are calling on the federal government, we are calling on the state government, as led by Dakpo Abiodun, to please come to our aid.
However, our focus tonight on the program is on the Osun State governorship election. Can INEC, the security agencies and political parties deliver a credible poll? It's a bumper pack show tonight. Welcome. I am Dakpo Adigboye. Let's get the answers. The countdown to the Osun State governorship election is entering a crucial phase, and expectations are high. In recent days, political stakeholders, civil society groups, and observers have intensified calls for a peaceful, transparent, and credible poll. INEC has been holding engagements with stakeholders as part of its final preparation, while security agencies face pressure to guarantee a safe voting environment amidst concerns over rising political tension in parts of the state. Many believe this election goes beyond Osun. It is widely described as a major test of Nigeria's electoral institutions ahead of the 2027 general polls. Now, the question is clear. Can INEC deliver a process that inspires public confidence? Will security agencies remain neutral and protect voters? And will political parties put issues above intimidation, violence, and vote buying? These concerns have become central to national conversation as election day approaches. Well, joining, of course, me this evening to dissect all of this is Engineer Dideolu Afalobi. Is a former governorship aspirant under the platform of the All Progressives Congress Osun State. He joins me here live in the studio. Dr. Tosi Odemi is the chairman of Osun IPAC. He joins virtually. And of course, I have this gentleman already with me. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Good evening, the audience.
All right. I also have Shola Ishola. He's a member of the Media and Publicity Committee, the Mole Campaign Council, as my guest also joining the conversation. Well, let me first start with, of course, you. In terms of this election, I know that months ago, you were here on this program and you talked, I think then you signaled your interest to run, but fast forward, apparently, I think right now you're supporting your party in whatever capacity in Osun State in lieu of these elections. With all of the arrangements so far, as an observer, do you have reservations? Are you comfortable?
Well, first and foremost, I'm not an observer. I'm a stakeholder.
A stakeholder, what?
I'm involved.
Involved.
My party is involved.
Involved.
Am I satisfied with the preparations?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I am.
Very.
First and foremost, I have utmost confidence in the instrument of state to ensure that, yes, the elections will hold, and to be credible, it will be free and fair. Of course, this is the election cycle. Tensions go high. A lot of allegations and counter-allegations will come in. But our experience in Nigeria is our resilience and our ability, in spite of all the odds, to ensure we deliver when we need to deliver. So I'm sure. I believe that those who are involved are aware of the hot space stacked against them, and I'm sure they have 4 years to prepare for this election. So I'm positive that it will end well.
It will end well. Let me bring in Shola into this conversation. As a member of the Media and Publicity Committee, the Mole Campaign Council, it's great to have you, Mr. Ishola. Thank you for your time. Let me get straight to it with you. On this platform, on this program, we have been following keenly, the conversations that build up to this election. And one thing that, the Mole Campaign Council has sort of reiterated on this platform is the lack of confidence in the police or the police structure in Osun State. Do you still maintain that?
Because oftentimes when we discuss what we discuss as the Mole Campaign Council, we have often called out the partisanship of the Commissioner of Police in the state in enforcing or in implementation of some of the actions that his command has executed, one of which you have seen in the way and manner the SSD of the state was attempted to be embarrassed and bullied. But for us also in the Mali Campaign Council, we are aware that the Inspector General of Police or the Nigerian Police Force as a whole has also deployed a CP, a Commissioner of Police for the election purpose, who has been received, as I speak to you, was received some minutes ago by the governor in the government house. So we would not, because of that, because of the Commissioner of Police in the state, Mr. Gotan, now completely also pull the blame on the new Commissioner of Police, who is not sure for the purpose of the election.
That was exactly the reason why I asked that, and I know that even on this show.
That's why I'm trying to put that clarification clear.
So does it change anything? Does it change anything in terms of confidence?
Well, so we would only be calling for neutrality. We'll be calling for the police to stay neutral. We'll be calling for the police to stay professional, so that the election, the outcome of the election, we can now pose a confidence in the outcome of the election if and when all the state apparatus, like my Ogun in the APC had mentioned, if and when the police, the state apparatus had stayed neutral and they are state professional.
All right, thank you very much. Dr. Tosin Odeyemi, I mean, you're the chairman of Osun IPAC, and it's great to have you also on this conversation. A lot has been happening in Osun State in lieu of these elections. A part of these issues is a critical concern around security in the state. There have been pockets of violence, right, which, of course, residents in the state, have witnessed. So I would like you to speak generally on all of these issues that have, occurred to the build-up of this election. I mean, what is the position of IPAC on this?
So much. Firstly, I want to commend the governor of the state, His Excellency, Governor Deleke, because the day the governor made a statement and said, look, police, even if my child, the one I give birth to, does anything bad, arrest him. That is what a leader and a governor should do. And I've said it. So I commend him. And ever since then, I believe the police itself has taken up to that words. And the tension is a bit normal in a few days ago. Like the both speakers from Imole Campaign Council Media and APC have said, we should all play the game by its rules. If we all know and remember that we are all citizens of these states, if we all know that we are all indigenes of Osun, then we would follow it the way it should be. We will go by its ways. I want to believe that the CP election has arrived, and like our brother said earlier, I watched a few minutes ago, he has been received by Mr. Governor, and I believe his assignment is on the election. And he would not disappoint Nigerians. He would not disappoint Osun State indigene. And he wants to write his name with the golden pen. So I am hopeful that we will have a free, fair, transparent, and credible election.
All right, thank you very much. We will go on our first break. When we return, we would, of course, dig deeper into this conversation and look at it from multiple angles, particularly the role of all of the stakeholders in this election, from the political parties to security agencies, to the voters, and maybe the judiciary. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Of course, you're still watching Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me this evening. Engineer Dideolu Falobi is a former governorship aspirant, All Progressives Congress, Osun State. He's with me in the studio. Dr. Tosin Odeyemi is the chairman of Osun IPAC. Shola Ishola is a member of the Media and Publicity Committee, the Mole Campaign Council. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Of course, our conversation right now is in lieu of the governorship elections that would be happening in Osun State, August 15th. And of course, politics and politicking is top gear already in the state. Let me come back to you, Engineer Falobi. Engineer Falobi, there is a lot that, has happened in Osun State. Some have even said that the level of politicking that is happening there right now maybe has not been experienced in the state in a very long time in terms of the intensity, and largely bordering around security. I remember, and I'll make reference to it, I remember having some members of both sides, and I'm talking about the APC, your party, and the Imole Campaign Council, and each person was trading blame, saying that, a party is harboring criminals, another is saying, look, you're sponsoring criminals and all of that. So I just want to ask you, as a member of the All Progressives Congress, the ruling party in the state has pointed to the APC, saying that, number one, the influence of former Governor Oyetola seems to be more of a cog in the wheel when it comes to peace and stability in the state, and especially in this process. How do you react?
Well, you see, first and foremost, the former Governor Oyetola is not even a resident in Osun. He's one among many major stakeholders in Osun politics. He has become an elder statesman as far as Osun.
So are you saying his influence is not, his handwriting is nowhere in this,
of course, in
all of the politics and politicking in the state now?
Of course, his handwriting will be in the politics, it will be in the politicking, but will not be in his security. It's not to his advantage.
How?
He has been a governor for 4 years. He's now a minister. I believe, and we are convinced that Governor Oyetola would want the best for the state. He has nothing to gain from violence. So for me, I think it's still politicking to think that whatever is happening in terms of the security in Osun State will be put at the doorstep of Governor Oyetola. Let me say something. Insecurity in Osun State, yeah, you may think it's quite heightened now, but even in the process to the election that delivered Governor Adeleke, there were quite a lot of cases of insecurity, and Governor Adeleke has had 4 years to take steps to make sure things go right. So he has been the leader of the state. How much has he engaged the traditional rulers, the community leaders? So that's what I'm saying. This is a 4-year preparation curve.
But Governor Adeleke prides himself to say he's a grassroots man and that he is very popular. As a matter of fact, when he even defected, some sort of considered his defection to his current political party as political suicide. But he said, you know what? On election day, it will be my popularity as against, testing it with the will of the people as against the APC.
Well, if you go into that, it's another topic entirely. Because first and foremost, what would you expect him to say?
So are you saying he's not popular?
He's the current governor, so somehow he has be able to win the election. Mm-hmm. But if you then go into the internal dynamics of how he won the election, you will not ascribe it to his popularity.
How did he win?
Oh, yes, it is because there was a division in the house in APC. Otherwise, he would not have won.
So are you saying he didn't win the first time on merit?
Well, you see, merit is a function of a house divided at that time. We don't know whether the division was orchestrated by the opposition or it was an error within the house. But the fact was that our immediate past governor was not part of the party in 2022. These are facts that are on the ground. And I want to say emphatically that if the APC had gone into that election, united as one family as we have always been, there was no way Governor Adeleke would have won. You can take that to the bank. So he rode on the back of the division in the house. So if that made him suddenly popular, I mean, he's entitled to his claims, but I don't agree.
Okay, maybe I should just quickly bring in Shola to respond to this. Shola, they say your governor is not popular. Shola, did you get my question? All right, I think we're still trying to, of course, connect with Shola, but let me, of course, go straight to Dr. Odemi. Dr. Odemi, I mean, let's scrutinize the role of political parties in all of this, because they are, I mean, many will say that political parties are the beneficiaries of processes like this. Are they really playing this politics in Osun State as they should, looking at everything we are seeing here?
All right, well, thank you. Like engineer said earlier, it's the election period. And there will be claims and counterclaims. However, I am hopeful, because if I should tell you that parties are not playing the game by truth, then I'm lying. We have 14 candidates. We have 14 candidates. And out of the 14 candidates, you can Google it. Claims and counterclaims are always from Accord and APC. We still have 12. We have ADC, we have ADP, and we have many more other parties there that have candidates. So the truth is, the electorate knows who to vote for. Don't forget that every one of us will know ourselves. Every one of us, we are indigenous of this state. Every one of us, we are citizens of Osun. So if anyone believes Governor Adeleke deserves a second term, he or she will cast his votes for Accord. And if anyone believes APC deserves to come in, they will cast his votes. If anyone believes in ADC, the power is with the electorates. The power is with the citizens of Osun. So as parties, one thing I know is after the 15th of August, candidates will cease to be candidates. The parties will be left to fight with the crumbles of the happenings right now. But I'm hopeful that within now and 15th of August, there will be normalcy in the states.
All right. Let me come back to you, Engineer Falobi. Engineer Falobi, I would like to go to a tweet a tweet on X by Governor Adeleke. Okay, I understand that we have Mr. Shola now, so I'll come back to you. I just want Shola to respond to the inference that Governor Adeleke might not be as popular as many believe him to be, and his emergence even as governor was based on what I call was opportunistic and not based on popularity.
That's if I would describe it the way I would describe it to my children, I would say that's a joke taken too far. You see, the truth about this is that Governor Ademola Adeleke did not suddenly become popular. He's not somebody who is an emergency popular governor. He rose to become popular, because he had history. He became a senator in 2017. By 2018, the first ballot, he won that election before what President Muhammadu Buhari described as remote control. And in 2022, he came back and won that election again with a wide margin. And then coming into office, Governor Ademola Adeleke started fulfilling the promises he made during the campaign. This made even people who had doubted him to begin to say, including our father, the late Olunloyo, begin to say that, oh, you were underrated. We underestimated you. We never believed you could do this. Governor Seyi Makinde said this when he came to Osun State. Former President Obasanjo said this when he came to Osun State. The Chief of Staff to the President, Chief Gbadabe Amila, said this when he came to Osun State. So people have consistently continued to say, look, Ademola Adeleke, you surprised us. We underestimated you. We underrated you. We never believed you could do this. So but when they are saying he is not popular, I cannot then imagine what they mean by, maybe they don't know the meaning of popularity. Or perhaps maybe they feel like popularity is not the same popularity that is in the Oxford and the Longman Dictionary. But of course, we all know that Governor Ademola Adeleke is today undoubtedly the most popular governor in Nigeria. And
you said the governor of Osun State is the most popular governor in Nigeria. Why? Is it because he dances?
Well, if you add that to it, it's because he's a happy man. Only happy people dances, my brother. Sad people don't dance. Sad people frown for your face. But that's even beyond that. When you look at the achievements, Governor Ademola Adeleke has done things that his predecessors termed impossible. And I'll give you a vivid example. In 2022, there was a debate organized by British Broadcasting Corporation. And that day, Governor Ademola Adeleke was making a promise to civil servants who previous administration in Osun State had honed their half salaries. And while he was speaking, the then governor of Osun State, former Governor Boyega Oyetola, interrupted and said that, look, let us not make promises that we cannot fulfill because we want people to vote for us. But today, Governor Ademola Adeleke has fulfilled the promise. He has paid back salaries owed to all the people who were in service but are now retired. And he has paid 17 out of 30 months or to people who are still currently in service.
Sorry,
these are
17
not mere
out
conversations.
17 out of 30 months. That's
30
backlog
months.
of salaries, not current
salaries.
Sorry,
Old
current
salaries that
old salaries. Okay.
Yes, between 2010 and 2014. So these are not, we are not just coming up with this information. These are facts that you can confirm anywhere in Osun State.
I'm sure Engineer Falobi would like to react, but before I leave you, I would like to read a tweet by Governor Ademola Adeleke. He put this tweet out about 22 hours ago on X, and he wrote, President Tinubu should not allow Oyetola set Osun on fire. I'm going back to security now. And the tweet reads, at the campaign rally today in Olorunda local government area, I appeal directly to Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Osun is bleeding, and our people will not be intimidated. His intervention is needed. The loss of innocent lives in Osun must stop. All we are asking for is simply a free and fair election. Mr. President must act as the father of this nation and help safeguard the democracy he fought for. I reminded the president that the 2027 general election are also around the corner. He should not allow his nephew, Mr. Oyetola, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, to ruin his name and the democracy he fought for, along with many others. Let me stop there. I'm still with you, Mr. Ishola. Are you still? I would like you to speak on former Governor Oyetola. And I mean, the governor here is saying that is poking him and saying he's directly involved in the insecurity in the state.
Yes, Mr. Governor cannot be wrong in that statement, and I stand with whatever Mr. Governor says. And I say that because of this. You see, Mr. Gboyega Oyetola is the leader of APC in Osun State, and he is the immediate past governor of Osun State. As a matter of fact, we are convinced that he was interested in contesting again against Governor Ademola Adeleke before there were other conversations that led to him stepping down, and then eventually Mr. Oyebamiji. They had to even make people step down for Mr. Oyebamiji to emerge anyway. And then, but also he's a minister, he's in the Federal Executive Council. And you are seeing how it played out in the issue of local government funds, how it played out. You've seen how by the time we were going to do our elections of local government, you would see how we started having statements issued from Abuja, and you see how there were influx of security agencies to Osun State just because we wanted to do local government elections. So there is no way anybody will remove the hand of Mr. Gboyega Oyetola from Osun State election. There's no way. There's no way. Now,
let me hold
you. You see, the truth about it, this is okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to hold you there so that I can bring Engineer Falobi to speak and maybe to also react on some of the things you've said. Engineer.
Thank you very much. Well, first and foremost, this is the era for people to turn assumptions to realities, to, what I call conspiracy theories, to present them as the truth and the facts. Like I said before, of course, Mr. Gboyega Oyetola is a politician, is a former governor on the APC platform, and he will be interested in politics and politicking in Osun State. That is normal. What I said earlier is that to do that does not mean he will promote insecurity, because that's his home. But I will say that I want to say very emphatically that the party in power in Osun had 4 years to prepare for this election. The party in power in Osun knew that 4 years ago there were a lot of violent incidents that happened across the state. First question to Governor Adeleke is, what have you done about it in the past 4 years? How have you been able to reorientate people against going violent during the election? Let me say something. I have studied the concept of the concept of violence in the elections. It has nothing to do with leadership. It has to do with those, of course, Osun is bleeding. We all know there have been killings. But it's not strictly about the leadership. It's really about people felt they had a stake in a particular candidate winning. And the instrument of state is controlled by both the president as well as the governor. It's not in the hands of Governor Oyetola. So to continue to look at the former governor as the person, as the scapegoat for the failure of Governor Adeleke to prepare adequately against violence in this election that he has been ruling the state for 4 years is abnormal. But having said that, I think that we are now at the turning point. The election is less than 2 weeks away. The instrument of the state have shown that they are reacting to what is happening in the state. The IG came to the state. I don't want to be quoting him, but it was at the government house. I remember he told the governor that you are abolish criminals here, and there was no response. The governor didn't deny it. And the same governor that's not turning around to say that Governor Itola is the one promoting violence. So I think we should focus as stakeholders in Osun State and as leaders in different political parties and communicate with our people, our followers, on the need to let peace reign. That, for me, should be the role of leaders. To continue to change these blames, it does not bring back those who are dead. It does not repair damages to psyches and to injuries to bodies. So for me, we can discuss this from now till tomorrow. The reality of the situation is that violence must not be part of this election. It must stop. And those who, with the instruments that can make it stop, should activate it. And the governor is number one. He's the chief security of the state. He should engage. He should communicate. He should not speak.
Are you saying so far Governor Adeleke has not done enough in that regard?
No, he has not done enough. I'm sorry.
Let me ask her.
He has not done enough.
I mean, your governor, they're saying he hasn't done enough.
I disagree completely with Mr. Falobi, and that's with all due respect. You see, election is in a matter of days. And when he's now saying that there's been violence in Osun, in the 4 years, the governor had 4 years to prepare for the election, where people killed in Ilobu, in Ijebu-Jesha 4 years ago, where people found parading and shooting in branded APC vehicles around the state 4 years, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, even a year ago, where people seen, abducting people in branded vehicle 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year ago.
Do you have this? Sorry, you say in APC. Do you have this on good authority? Do you have evidence?
I'm surprised you have not seen this, and I can
No,
share
I'm just
with you
asking.
if you want to see them.
Okay.
I'm surprised you have not seen them, and I can share with you if you want to see them. I will share this with you, even right now as we speak. You see, these are not. He knows, and this is clear to everybody. This is not something that we came up with or we used AI to create like they've been doing. Now, you see, this is the issue. We know where the ball is tied in. We know, because in a state, when you say the governor of the state is the chief security officer of the state, and then in that same state, it is reported that you are saying that the police is taking order from above. Who is the above? Where is the above coming from? We know it's from the national. We know it's not from the governor himself. So that's the point that we are raising. And that's why I said in the beginning of this conversation that we are posing confidence, at least to an extent, in the CP for the election, because of course he has not been shown before. I'm expecting him to be as neutral as possible. But for the current Commissioner of Police in Osun State, Mr. Gotan, he has shown that he cannot be trusted with this election, and that's why we need the CP for election. Which, in any case, is an affair that has been happening in other states, not today. It has always been happening in other states. So we are saying this. Governor Adeleke, for instance, is pointing to the fact that when the CP came to Osun, when the IGP rather came to Osun, the IGP was in Osun, and the governor said to the IGP, when the IGP said, because the IGP actually said the Commissioner of Information told him, not that he had confirmed, not that the police actually conducted an investigation. And let me be clear to you, that narrative that the governor was hiding hoodlums in the government house is a narrative set by the APC, which the police adopted. Because if there was an investigation conducted, it is the job of the police to investigate. It is the job of the police to arrest. And the governor said, even if it is my own son that you have found wanting, arrest him. What else does the police or any other security agency need to do the proper thing? That's what we are talking about. So this baseless allegation that the governor is housing, if the governor is housing one hoodlum, for instance, and I'm saying this without conceding, if the government is housing one hoodlum, for instance, in the government house, is it the same hoodlum that is killing people in the Ilobu, killing people in Ijebu-Jesha, killing people in Ikire?
All right.
These are the issues that they need to address, and it's not about us, because we have consistently maintained that we are for peace. The governor of the state is for peace. Osun has always been a peaceful state.
Thank you very much,
this election came.
Thank you very much. Let me bring Dr. Odeyemi into this conversation right now. And let's switch it or shift it a bit to look at the role of the voters in this election. If of course, I'm a bit correct here, over 2 million, a little above 2 million plus, registered to vote. It's really not so clear how many have collected their PVCs, particularly given the very unfortunate incidents where some PVCs were stolen, right? But I would like you to speak on the current political tempo in Osun State and its impact, if at all, on voter behavior on the day of election. Do you see a connection happening? Do you see a situation whereby people will really come out en masse to vote? Or maybe they'll just be too afraid to stay back and say, look, let's just stay at our houses and observe?
Thank you. There is one thing I know about Osun people. We are resolute. Osun people are not scared. I can assure you that people will come out en masse and vote.
In spite of everything happening?
People will come out. I'm telling you. I'm an Osun indigene. All we need, and I'm appealing publicly, is that the security apparatus should do the needful. The police should be up and doing. Once the coast is clear, people will come out and vote. However, polling units are close by to our various houses, and we will vote. We will come out and vote. I can assure you that we will come out and vote in Osun State. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me come back to you, Engineer Falobi. Engineer Falobi, maybe you want to react to some of the things that, of course, Shola has said. But let's look at the role of the voters themselves. One thing that we have noticed over time is the confidence of people in the electoral process. For many, they feel that this Osun election might even be a pointer to what Nigerians might see in the general elections, sometime early next year. So I just want to ask you, looking at everything happening in the state, will this motivate people to come out?
Okay, thank you. I will address that, but I need to respond to the...
Please, feel free.
The cases of some people attacking, carrying out violence in APC branded buses, in the APC uniform, and so on and so forth. I want to assume that that is neither here nor there. Yes, it happened. There were reports, but nobody has been able to identify if those characters were APC or not. And the only reason why that will happen...
The buses or the people in the buses?
The buses were branded. That does not mean those buses belong to APC. Anybody could brand buses.
Really?
Yes. So the reality is that...
Politicians can do that.
Well, we are witnessing a lot of things. It's a new dimension. But where I'm going to is this. Why would I take a branded bus in APC and go around shooting? What am I trying to achieve? And how come those who are recording are not able to say, oh, this is the man that did that? So I saw those videos. We all saw the videos. And I can say that on the part of APC, and I don't want to indulge in this accusation and counter-accusation, but the part of the belief is that these are things that were done deliberately to cast aspersion on the APC, on the party. That was a deliberate thing. So we don't know who could have gone into a place, branded a vehicle, APC colors, and come and use it to foment trouble so that we can say it is APC fomenting trouble. I don't believe that that was done by APC at all. I don't believe so. But like I said, in this the height of this political crisis, tension, a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of other games are going on. And I want to say this, the position of the APC is that we are confident that we have what it takes to win the election. The voters have been mobilized. For the past 1 year, the APC had been mobilizing voters.
What do you mean by...
During the primaries.
What do you mean by voters being mobilized?
Oh, yes. Being made aware there's going to be an election.
Okay.
I was there how many months ago, and I was speaking to Osun people. I was on several radio stations. I was speaking particularly to my party, creating awareness. And, in an election year, this is part of the problem that the Accord Party is having. In an election year, the incumbent can be at a disadvantage because nobody is challenging him. So it's a bit relaxed. And what the APC has done for the past 8-9 months will be on the road. We'll be canvassing, we'll be mobilizing internally first. And now, those people that have been sensitized, that have been mobilized to be interested in the whole process, are now out there. They are waiting.
Okay, can I just ask one question? And this might maybe be my final question to you. What is the APC, just one thing that the APC is going to give the people of Osun? Because APC was in power before, Governor Adeleke came in. What is that one thing that the APC will give the people of Osun right now that they are not enjoying?
A better use of the resources that have suddenly fallen on the lap of Governor Adeleke in the past 3 years.
That's vague. I want you to be specific.
No, there's nothing vague. I can go to specifics. In the 4 years preceding President Tinubu, the country started going down economically since 2014, 2015. I'm in the private sector. We had a lot of crises, the Naira crash, from one problem to the other. Revenue from the state dwindled. Revenue from the, allocation from the government, the center to the state dwindled. By 2022, things were almost at a critical point. And you will know. And by 2023, we had a lot of issues. And then President Tinubu came in, and this of the APC. And he turned things around. He came with reforms that were initially very, very, very sad for people to bear, very hard for people to bear. But those reforms created something. The biggest beneficiary of the reform are the governors in the states. Because suddenly, states that could not pay, have you heard of any states not paying salary in the past 3 years? No. Prior to that, a lot of states couldn't pay salary. It wasn't Osun State alone. So states that couldn't pay salary started paying salary. States were having 300 million naira, 3 billion naira in a month, were having 20. So suddenly, the state governors were awash with money. And how has Governor Adeleke managed that money? How has he deployed it? How has that affected the life of the ordinary person on the road? How has it affected our educational system? How has it affected our health system? Those are the questions, and that's what APC is coming to change.
So before we go on this break, if you had to score Governor Adeleke, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what will you give him?
3.
3?
Yes, 3.
Over 10?
Yes.
And you are being generous with the 3?
Very generous.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, I would, of course, bring on Shola to react to this. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Of course, you're still watching Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guests. We have just a few minutes left. But I want Shola to respond, in possibly in 30 seconds, if you can, to some of the things that have been said before we went on break. Shola?
Fair to me if you are giving me 30 seconds to react to this. But I would say this. You see, the truth cannot be hidden. And the truth or truth cannot be mistaken for mere statements. I disagree with Mr. Falabi 100%. You see, number one, Governor Adeleke inherited a state that is heavily indebted. And Governor Adeleke is paying back loans that he did not borrow. That's to establish a fact. He's also paying back inherited debts owed to civil servants and pensioners that he did not owe. That's another fact. Number 3 is when they say that president is, the governors are the major beneficiary of whatever the state governments are getting. They're making it look like the federal government is dashing state governors money. The federal government is the major beneficiary of removal of subsidy. The amount of money all the 36 states in Nigeria share is less than 50% of the federal allocation. And so when they now begin to make it look like the federal government is doing giveaway for the state, you begin to ask questions around, are we not all Nigerians? And that's on one side. On the other side is you look at the inflation rate in Nigeria, and then you look at the cost of doing projects 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, as against now. When you know the cost of a bag of cement 5 years ago, as against the cost of a bag of cement today. And this is the same state where Governor Adeleke has constructed over 300 kilometers of roads, over 200 primary health care centers, over 200 primary and secondary schools across the state in terms of renovation and rehabilitation. He's paying back money that he did not owe.
Sorry to interrupt you because we are really pressed for time. I'd just like you to mention 3 of those health centers that you've talked about, and then maybe the roads. Just 3, so that we'll wrap it up.
Okay, fine. You see, go to Iwo. Go to Iwo. You will see a health center at Balogun, around the post office, just annexed to the post office. You'll see a health center there. One is before you get to Hara. I can't remember the name of that building now. There's that primary health care center on the right. You will see it there. Is just renovated, and it's even not just renovated. It's furnished and is run now on solar. There's another one in Igbaja, which the previous government even claimed they had renovated, but we realized that all they did was to paint. And the government of Adeleke has now renovated the primary health care center to the taste that it is needed.
So it didn't just paint. You are saying Governor Ademola Adeleke did not just paint it.
He did not just paint. And I want to say that maybe New Central can actually come to Osun and we will take them around.
Maybe we'll take that up too. We are in Osun already, by the way. So maybe we'll also...
let's go round.
Let's go. That's an open invitation. We'll take it on. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It's been great having you this evening. I'd like to say a big thank you, Engineer Dideolu Falobi is a former governorship aspirant of Progressives Congress, Osun State. Dr. Tosin Odeyemi, Chairman, Osun IPAC, thank you so much. Shola is a member of the Media and Publicity Committee of the Imole Campaign Council. Once again, gentlemen, thank you for your time. Well, this, of course, is the big time we'll permit tonight. In case you missed out, you can catch up on our YouTube platform. That's at News Central TV. You can also choose to follow us on social media. The handle is there on your screen. You can choose to follow me personally at Dakpo Adigboye. Up next is Tonight with Zeno.